What are they booing about? I don't know. Well, welcome to the Mindful Cranks, where using your mind is not necessarily a bad thing, and where being cranky can actually be mindful. Let's crank it up. Well, we're back. We've been taking a break over the summer, a bit of a hiatus, and so this episode is really just catching up with David and myself. Talk a little bit about what we're up to. So, David, what have you been up to?
Well, along with yourself, I've been writing a book.
Yeah.
They're going to be, as my bluegrass band used to say, million sellers. We have 1 million in the cellar. that was our tape that we tried to sell. But I've been writing a book that will come out in spring 2019, published by Fernwood Press, on mindfulness and its discontents, and I'm focusing on education.
Yeah, mindfulness and its discontents. Well, right before that comes out, I'll have to interview you on that.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
And then when your book comes out, I will have to interview you.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. And we can,
and Fernwood is a really critical, radical press, isn't it? Independent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little press up in Nova Scotia. They have critical books for critical thinkers.
Yeah, I like that tagline.
Yeah, and they have both academic and trade book books.
And so yours will be a paperback, right?
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been doing the same thing, plugging away. I started writing this book around mid-January or so I got about 2 more chapters to go, and then tons of editing. And
okay. You think some people will be excited by it, or defensive, or?
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a lot of mindfulness people who will immediately dismiss it. Sure, I mean that's just the the nature of the beast.
Yep.
So yeah, my title, I decided to just keep the title McMindfulness, and working subtitle is How Mindfulness Became the New Capitalist Spirituality. That's the working subtitle, but I don't know if that'll stick.
Okay. And your press is...
the press is Repeater Books.
You can say that again?
Repeater Books in London.
Okay.
And they used to be... the editor actually came from Zero Books. He started Zero Books, which is a really radical, independent, small press, and moved it over to another parent publishing house, Watkins Media, and started the new imprint. And I like those guys over there, so I think it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, that's what we've been up to, right? We've been kind of knee deep in the writing, and so we're.
Expressing our mindful crankiness is basically what we're trying to do.
Right. So I got one more book that just came out. It's an edited book. Stephen Stanley took the lead on this one, and Nurb Singh is one of the other co-editors. Nurb Singh's the editor of the Springer Journal of Mindfulness. It's called The Handbook of the Ethical Foundations of Mindfulness. It just came out. I haven't got my hard copy yet, but it's a nice little collection. Got a number of Buddhist scholars and practitioners in there that wrote some really great articles and great chapters. So
yeah, and you and I and Adam Burke had co-edited a book on culture, context, and social engagement, Handbook of Mindfulness, which took a while to go from hardcover to paperback. So
Yeah.
this one would be
right. I hope the same thing happens for this one.
Yeah.
It's the Handbook of Mindfulness, Culture, Context, and Social Engagement. Actually, it's got a lot of downloads in terms of ebooks and chapters. So
yes,
people are reading it. It's getting cited, and so it's having an impact.
Yeah, that's good. And this upcoming book that you co-edited that's going to have chapters also online.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Springer.
Great. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gearing up for some new episodes coming up, and we thought we'd talk about who we have lined up. So the next episode's going to be with David Lewis and Deborah Roselle, and they're going to talk about their analogical model of analyzing MBSR in comparison to Buddha Dharma. It's actually based on the chapter actually in that handbook that we did. So they're coming up probably a couple days, maybe early next week.
Right, and that article's online.
Yeah, that article's online.
And I also found that they have an outline of a talk they gave at the San Francisco conference that you had organized.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, and it's a little similar to what we'll be talking about.
Yeah. They're going to talk a lot about their work on trauma and contemplative methods too. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, very timely topic.
Yeah. And then we're really excited that we will be interviewing Glenn Wallace in late October. He has a new book that just came out, a critique of Western Buddhism, a Rutledge book. And I'm about midway through chapter 4, and it's really an intense book. I mean, it's highly original. The writing is just very, very eloquent, and of course we know he's a brilliant thinker.
Yes.
So we're really happy that he's going to be coming on soon.
That's exciting.
And then we have one of our colleagues, Stephen Stanley, who is at Cardiff University in Wales. That Stephen is a very young ascending scholar in the field of critical mindfulness or social mindfulness. Right?
Yeah. He calls it social mindfulness.
Social mindfulness. And
He's already published a number of articles.
Yeah. Of course, we both know Stephen. He's visited you in New York, and he's visited me here a few times. And I just saw him a couple months ago in Berlin when we were at a institute. But he just got a really major grant from the Leverhulme Fellowship. It's a private British foundation. I think they gave him between 200 and 250,000 British pounds to do this really quite intense research. And so he'll be talking about that. The project, he's calling it Beyond Personal Well-Being, Mapping the Social Production of Mindfulness in England and Wales. I think he's calling it Mapping Mindfulness, for short. And then I think out of all that research he's doing on this grant, he's hoping to finish a book. He's tentatively titling that From Self to Society, a Sociocultural Investigation of the Mindfulness Movement in England and Wales. So that's going to be really good. He's really doing some really detailed ethnographic work on the mindfulness movement in the UK.
Yes, he's a researcher. He really he's very much on the ground.
He's having to negotiate and straddle his role between being a critic and being a participant observer.
Right, and part of his mindfulness project is this toolbox that he's done.
I think you know more about that than I do.
Just a little. Yeah, he has a number of colleagues, and they work together on it. And they videoed a number of people who were doing what they call social mindfulness. I'm one of the people that they interviewed. So it's going to be online, and there's a bunch of videos of people who are doing this kind of work.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to put a link to that when we...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Stephen will be coming up probably in a month or so. And then we're going to have an interview with Jamie Kusinkas. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, but she just published a book called Mindful Elites with Oxford University Press. So I can't wait to get my hands on that and see what kind of things she came up with on also ethnographic research. So, yeah, we're back in gear, Mindful Cranks, and there's another chap in the UK who we hope to have on. We haven't invited him yet, but we will. His name is Matt Drage, and he just did his PhD at Cambridge University in anthropology on mindfulness. Some really good anthropological work studying two mindfulness centers, one in the U.S. and one in Wales. So we're hoping to see what we can learn from his work.
Yeah.
And I got a dog.
So somebody let you have a dog in it?
Yeah, I'm doing mindful walking now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
and you just retired, right?
I'm on the verge of retirement. Yeah, yeah. But people suggest that I'm not closing one door but opening another. But
yeah, I don't like the word retirement.
Yeah. So we'll see what else I can do. I'm interested in working with some public schools in and around New York City, around a kind of a social mindfulness model, and do some more writing.
Yeah.
Someday we may try to have a center that really focuses on
over at Brooklyn College or over at CUNY?
The grad center? Yeah, either one.
Either one.
Yeah. Wherever I can set it up. I just wanted to mention one more thing. The Association for Contemplative Mind in Higher Education is having their conference coming up October 5th through 7th. And they've been moving a little bit towards some of our thinking in terms of trying to bring in what they call social justice and seeing mindfulness not just as a purely intrapsychic phenomenon. So they have a number of workshops on seeing mindfulness in its context. And just a shout out to Jennifer Cannon, who we published in our handbook of mindfulness. She's on a panel talking about decolonizing the mind and decolonization with a mindfulness frame.
We'll have to interview her too. So.
That would be good. Yeah. So that conference is in Amherst, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we gave our listeners a good sense of what we've been up to and what's coming down the pike. So we look forward to continuing our cranky mission.
Yep.
All right. Okay, David, good talking to you and catching up.
Same here, Ron, as always.
Okay, bye.
And we'll be together soon.
Okay. See you soon.
Yeah.